When you think of Milton Keynes, you don't often think of the tiny little villages that surround it. But today we're going to be talking about one of those villages, Oving FC. But before we get into Oving FC and their ridiculous striker and one of the most basic grounds in non-league football, please make sure you like and subscribe as we're trying to hit 250 subscribers before at the end of 2025, and all support is obviously appreciated. Oving FC was founded in 1887 with the support of Reverend I. Hill, who helped found the Oving Villagers Cup in 1889. It's one of the oldest village tournaments in England, and Oving was one of the 6 founders, and it only included teams within a 12-mile radius, so Long Crendon and Stukely all took part. They reached 6 Oving Cup finals within the first 16 seasons, winning just once in 1908, which is pretty poor considering it was named after their village. Oving joined the Aylesbury and District League, the ADL, after the establishment of the Aylesbury Cup in 1891. Their first recorded ADL success came in 1949, followed by a Buckingham Junior Charity Cup win in the 1960s, and in 1980 Oving won the ADL Premier Division for the first ever time in their history, alongside the Field Shield and a reserve side under-21 success. They retained the Field Shield and reached multiple finals, including the Oving Cup final, the Marsworth Cup and the Berks and Bucks Junior Cup. And in 1983, they clinched the ADL Premier Division again with an unbeaten league season and defended it in 1984. Players like Cliff Hercules and Neil Pronger, who later joined Aylesbury United, played for the club in 1987. In 1998, Oving reached the Berks and Bucks Intermediate Cup final, but lost unfortunately to Maidenhead reserves. In 2012, the club won the ADL Division 3 title, their most recent success to date. Currently, the club fields both a reserve team and a first team, and the first team have just completed their season in the Division 1, and the reserve team plays in Division 3 of the ADL. And for the last 10 years, they've bounced around divisions in the Aylesbury District Football League, and they currently find themselves in Division 1, but we'll get onto that later. They still play at the same sports ground where they played their first ever game, Oving Recreation Ground. Has a capacity between 100 and 250, but it's regularly quoted as being modest for size in Step 8 and 9. It has no stand or cover, with the village hall and 2 for hire tennis pitches surrounding the ground. I only say for hire because I couldn't find a place to hire them. I assume you just go into the village hall and give whoever's in there some money to play on them. It's very similar to Osters Lane and kind of similar to Sarat's ground in the fact that it just has sparse buildings and other sports facilities on the ground. But overall, it's really simple. But if you look at the teams around it, it's not out of place in the slightest. We're going to take a look over the last 3 seasons, starting 2022-23. That season, Oving found themselves in Division 1 of the Aylesbury and District League. It was an 11-team league that, due to a team dropping out after the AGM but before the league beginning, which always creates a bit of havoc. The O's finished 5th, which is a mid-table finish when you take in the size of the league. They recorded a 10-2 win on the 3rd home game of the season. Also, the 3rd home game of the season against Aylesbury FC, Josh Dance got a hat-trick. We'll get onto Josh Dance a bit more later. The club took part in the Sheffield and Jackman Trophy, which is similar to the Gladbush Challenge Trophy in the Spartan South Midland League. They lost in the first round, 5-0 to Potton End. The next weekend, they played their opening Thomas Field Shield, but yet again lost 5-0 away to Elmhurst FC. And the following weekend, they lost 1-0 at home to Potton End FC in the President's League Cup, which is similar to the D2, D1 and Premier Division Cup in the Spartan. They also take part in a cup that they founded all the way back in 1889, the Oving and District Villagers Cup. As the qualification process involves only one step, being within 12 miles. And it's got to be within the centre, so the 12 miles starts at the centre of Oving, and it's 12 miles from where the crow flies. So it's not 12 miles by road, it's 12 miles in a straight line. They did go on to lose to Northern Bucks District League Premier strong side, Stukely FC 5-2. That season was overall really mundane, but what isn't mundane is Josh Dance's goal scoring record. In 17 games, he racked up 24 goals, also notching 5 goals in 2 games for Oving reserves, who came second from last in Division 2. He was overall the top goal scorer in Division 1, beating out Matthew Theverston of Haddenham United by 5 goals in one less game. He is unreal, but he gets better. In 2023-24, the overall season was very similar. They finished 4th in a 10-team league, although it was pretty much a 9-team league, as Buckinghamshire United didn't win a single game, also allowed 5 walkovers. Oving scored 5 goals more than 8 times this season, with their biggest win being a 7-0 home thrashing against Rivets FC, with Josh Dance yet again scoring a double. This season the club had to play an extra game in the President's Cup due to the calamity of last season's cup runs. So in the preliminary round they asked Tem United FC. It's their C team apparently, I don't understand. Tem United C at Meadowview. But they hit for 6 with Josh Dance scoring a brace in each half. I assume Tem United have got kind of teams in each division. I'm not sure. Their President's Cup run didn't last very long though, as they knocked out in the next round. They played Wing FC in the first round of the Marsworth Senior Cup, beating North Buckside 5-2. And then, fellow A&D side, Aylesbury Royals were quickly dismantled in the quarterfinals, finishing 7-2 to Oving at Bedgrove Park. In the semi-finals, a single Josh Dance late goal in the second half sealed Oving's place, where they would play Spartans of Middle League Division 2 side Aston Clinton, who are always the same bunch, always a tough team to play. This game took place at Train Athletics Michael Anthony Stadium, and with the tie tied at half, a late Aston Clinton goal handed the Step 7 side the trophy. To be expected though. In the other cups, they lost in the final of the Sheffield and Jackman Trophy 4-2 to Potton End at the Greenfleet Stadium, which is home of Aylesbury Vale Dynamos. And with it being 4-0 to Potton End inside 20 minutes, it never really looked like it was going to go Oving's way. They lost in the Oving and Districts Village Cup semi-final to Wingrave FC, with 2 early goals putting it out of reach. 3 finals lost though. Josh Dance wasn't as impressive as his previous season, scoring 26 and 25, just over a goal a game. Still an amazing ratio, but there are many games where he would ghost and not notch a single goal, which would then lead to Oving losing games. But then you can't rely on one player to always score that winning goal or always get that big moment for you. I think that's what Oving found out this season. Last season was their best season in just about 10 years, as the O's sealed promotion on goal difference, finishing on plus 57, helped massively by the numerous games they stuck 7 or 8 past an opponent, such as on opening day when they stuck 7 past Chesham United Youth. Of course, Josh Dance scoring a hat-trick. The cups were significantly worse than the season prior, as they didn't even reach a final of any of the cups they were in. They lost in the second round of the President's Cup, 2-0 at home to Wendover. 4-0 was the score against North Buckside Great Harbors in the opening Oving and Districts Cup game. In the Sheffield Jackman Trophy, they lost to a literal pub team, conceding once at home to Plough Penguins FC. Genuinely a pub. And finally, they lost at home to Aston Clinton, losing 5-3 on penalties in the Marsworth Cup semi-final. This season was an absolutely unreal and unprecedented league season though, losing only 3 times in all across the campaign. Something else unprecedented though was Josh Dance's goal scoring record. He himself hit 36 in just 23 games, but he wasn't alone. Former Great Missenden striker Ian Pearce joined the ranks at Oving, and in his debut season he scored 32 in 22 games. This kind of begs a bigger question of the team around them must have improved, because getting whatever that would be, 68 goals across 2 players, the midfielders, defenders, there must have been many assists. So the team, it's not just one player, it's 2 players and a team around them, clearly. Overall, the season was unreal from Oving, securing the best league finish since the FA website adopted the Aylesbury and District League. Looking into the future, this team has really bright horizons ahead, obviously, if they can keep Josh and Ian. Josh has scored 85 goals in 3 seasons, which is Jake Table-esque numbers. But I wouldn't be surprised if a team in the Spartan Div 2 or Combined Counties Div 1 looked around at him, because that's just not normal numbers to score. Next season will be a real acid test though for him and the rest of the team, as the Premier Division has some real tough teams in it, notably Stoke Mandeville and Great Missenden, who have both picked up wins against Spartan Div 2 teams in the past. It'll be interesting to see if Josh or Ian end up somewhere else, and it'll be interesting to see how Oving got on without them, but I don't imagine they'll be at the foot of the table. There's always a team that can't get 11 players together on a Saturday, unfortunately. But me personally, I'd like to see Josh especially, come to the Spartan. I think it'd be interesting to see how he would get on against teams that have that bit of quality, like Amesbury, Tottenham, how he would get on there. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see how the Aylesbury District League gets on next season. But on that note, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you enjoyed this one, you'll probably also like my video about Buckingham FC. Very similar video to this. And their sudden rise as well. But yeah, like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in a bit. Peace.